Chips are great. And by the way, again, it's $51 million in new money. It's $43 million it's signing. Tomato, but it's not quite what it seems. And now that the contract is signed, they had the press conference yesterday. Contract is done. We'll get the full details and do the full breakdown. It's been a week now, so it's going to be hard to catch up to what's already out there, but we'll do the full breakdown, and we'll know what it's worth and, more importantly, when the Eagles can move on from Jalen Hurts. One of the other topics that came up yesterday, Chris, relates to the idea of fully guaranteed contracts. You know, it's becoming more and more clear that the Deshaun Watson deal is the outlier. It's the aberration. It's the unicorn. It's not going to happen again. So Hurts was asked, why did you sign a longer-term contract, 6 years in all, that wasn't fully guaranteed? Here's what Jalen Hurts had to say.
Well, obviously, I think you look at all the great teams around there, and I won't get too much into detail, but you look at all the great teams and great players. It takes a village. It takes a village. And, you know, I know that last year, I mean, in my first 3 years, but just playing around the different guys that I've been able to play around, we got something special going on. And, you know, we all want to do it for a long time. So that was important to me to take that approach with it.
Hey, coach's son, spoken like a coach's son. It's about the whole team. And this is that tension that's always there in a salary-capped environment. I need to get mine, but I need to have enough left over to make sure there's a team of great players around me. Whether or not the fact, and again, it's hard to characterize him as taking less because of that $51 million per year, because people are going to look at it and say, oh, he didn't take less. He got every last dollar he could. But the way it's structured, the way it's paid out, the way the guarantees work, and the fact that it's a 6-year deal, Chris.
Yeah. He could have made it harder.
Deeper into it, he's going to be underpaid, not overpaid.
Yeah, I agreed. I mean, he certainly could have made things harder on the Eagles and drove a harder bargain by just what we know or what we've seen to this point. You know, I know you, like you said, we're going to get the details there, but you know, either way, I think what you said there, coach's son, what we've seen from Jalen Hurts, that's who he is. He's a great leader. He knows that it's not all him. You know, he does. He recognizes the team aspect because of, again, the coach's son. You know, he grew up with a coach. It's a team sport. It's the ultimate team sport. And he's smart enough to realize that and not let his, again, I don't want to say ego or selfishness or, or wanting too much money get in the way. I'm never mad at somebody capitalizing on getting their money, but he's willing to sacrifice some of those things and a few dollars to make sure that, the team is still good. And he'd rather have some of those accomplishments rather than, maybe a few extra $1 million when it's all said and done. And I respect that. I know that's not for everybody. That's the way I am, but I'm certainly not surprised to see Jalen Hurts take that route.
And it's easier to get a guy who was the 53rd overall pick, wasn't a top 5 pick, didn't have that huge contract coming out, to pounce on the offer that is made. The Eagles made the big offer at the right moment. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles it didn't need to, because what Jalen Hurts got yesterday, or last week, what he talked about yesterday, is something far and away greater than what he ever would have envisioned just 3 years ago when he was entering the NFL draft and fell out of round 1. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.